They say a hero is only as good as his villain. So here are the top 10. Okay, no, I'm not doing this. This is not some emotionless, robotic, watch mojo piece of crap. This is my personal list of my 10 favorite movie villains. It's not some sort of group thing, poll, or anything like that. This is all my opinion, which is extremely subjective.
And here we go.
I want you to find your friend, Spider-Man. Tell him to meet me at the West Side Tower at 3 o'clock.
Well, I don't know where he is.
Find him.
By far the cheesiest and most sympathetic character on this list, and one of only two to get a hero's death, brilliant scientist Otto Octavius is brought down by his own arrogance, and in his foolishness, he loses not just his wife, but his self-control, becoming the villainous Dr. Octopus. In Spider-Man 2, he shows how he's not only the best Spider-Man villain, but also the perfect villain for this universe. Try to drop an origin like this in the Dark Knight trilogy and see how far it goes. Yeah, in the Raimi universe, Dr. Octopus was the ultimate villain for this fantastic trilogy. Biology? Is that a thing?
Or I'll peel the flesh off her bones.
Do you have any idea how crazy you are?
You mean the nature of this conversation?
I mean the nature of you.
Some roles are so iconic they define the rest of an actor's career. After No Country for Old Men, Javier Bardem's career seems set for him to forever play the villain with very few exceptions. Chiqurh is a character almost impossible to define. We don't know his past or his motivations. In many ways, he's like a force of nature. He just wants his money, and he will suffer no fools that stand between him and his goal. You might be able to slow him down, you might be able to injure him, but you won't be able to stop him.
You know how this is gonna turn out, don't you?
Nope.
I think you do.
Souls of the children, give me strength. Always room for more.
If you grew up in the 80s, there were 3 horror villains that constantly got a new movie: Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger stood apart, however. Michael and Jason were for the most part mindless, immortal killing machines. Freddy Krueger had a personality, and his ability to kill you in your dreams made him capable of the most unique kills in all 3 series.
There's big break in TV. Welcome to prime time, bitch.
It's the smell, if there is such a thing. I feel saturated by it. I can taste your stink. And every time I do, I fear that I've somehow been infected by it. It's repulsive.
Like Javier Bardem, Hugo Weaving has spent so much of his time as a villain since this role. In the original Matrix, Agent Smith was the embodiment of the Matrix. He was the system designed to keep humanity down. He doesn't care about humanity as long as it's complacent and provides the machines with the power they need to survive. He is the embodiment of everything Neo needs to overcome if he is to be the one. He is nothing more than a program designed to keep humanity in its place, and he is a very efficient program.
I'm gonna enjoy watching you die, Mr. Anderson.
He tasks me. He tasks me, and I shall have him. I'll chase him round the moons of Nibia and round the Antares maelstrom and round perdition's flames before I give him up.
There have been so many film versions of Moby Dick, yet the version of Captain Ahab that is the most famous doesn't even carry his name. Khan, from Star Trek II, seeks many things, but one thing above all others: the death of Captain Kirk. None of his goals compare to that one. Driven mad after being abandoned by Kirk on City Alpha 5, Khan uses his genetically engineered mind to force Kirk and his crew to constantly do everything they can to stay one step ahead, a task they frequently falter at.
From hell's heart, I stab at thee. For hate's sake, I spit my last breath at thee.
You know, I think I must have one of those faces you just can't help believing.
Is anyone at home?
No.
Oh, there's somebody sitting up in the window.
Oh, that must be my mother. She's an invalid.
Norman Bates is almost the cliche horror villain at this point, but he wasn't that when he first appeared. He would reshape and define what it meant to be a villain in a horror movie forever. Whether you're looking at Jigsaw, Michael Myers, Hannibal Lecter, Jack Torrance, or Annie Wilkes, they all draw inspiration from the original obsessive serial killer, Norman Bates.
Do you go out with friends?
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother.
You didn't think I'd risk losing the battle for Gotham's soul in a fistfight with you. No. You need an ace in the hole.
The Joker is typically a chaos. He does whatever he thinks will provide the most twisted joke. Heath Ledger's Joker is a different beast. He isn't a chaos, but rather an agent of chaos. He wants to show the world how twisted it really is. He wants to show the world that even the best people are capable of terrible things. He's an order that orchestrates chaos, a contradiction that the classic Joker would get a kick out of.
I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
There was a guy here this morning looking for him, too.
Yeah, big guy on a bike. Has that got something to do with this?
No. I wouldn't worry about him. Thanks for your cooperation.
Always calm, always focused, always lethal. Other villains on this list are driven by passion, insanity, purpose. The T-1000 makes this list not because he has those things, but because he has none of them. He has a singular objective, kill John Connor, an objective he will pursue until it is complete, or until he is destroyed. And since he's virtually indestructible, the odds are not on Connor's side.
Call to John. I know this hurts. Call John.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a member of the Imperial Senate on a diplomatic mission to Alderaan.
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take it away!
If this list was the most iconic movie villains, Darth Vader would win hands down. When he first appeared on the original Star Wars, no one ever asked themselves if he was a villain. It was clear from his appearance and everything he did. The only visual that perhaps better represents evil would be the devil. That's it. There's the devil, and then there's Darth Vader.
I will not turn, and you'll be forced to kill me.
If that is your destiny.
There's no shame in this. In a man's death, a man who has done fine works. We're making a better world. All of them. Better worlds.
And don't even think about anybody coming for you. Not the doctors, not your agent, not your family, because I never called them. Nobody knows you're here. And you better hope nothing happens to me. Because if I die, you die.
What I'm gonna decide to do is... and beat our ass to death with it, right in front of both y'all!
Easy, big fella.
Now! What's it gonna be, Doc? Huh?
We have no quarrel with your people.
An ant has no quarrel with a boot.
You planning to step on us?
That remarkable metal doesn't run through your entire body, does it?
Here's Johnny.
I must break you.
I told internal investigations to follow Captain Queen.
Why?
That's internal investigations business.
Fucking piece of shit!
And as for you, my fine lady, it's true, I can't attend you here and now as I'd like, but just try to stay out of my way. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
Slow ahead. I can go slow ahead. Come on down and chum some of this shit. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I am Ernst Stavro Blofeld. They told me you were assassinated in Hong Kong.
Yes, this is my second life.
You only live twice, Mr. Bond.
Good evening, Fräulein.
The bar is closed.
We are not thirsty.
You've been taught how to duel, I presume, yes? First, we bow to each other. Come on now, Harry, the niceties must be observed.
I said bow.
That's better.
Still the cowboy. Mr. McLean, Americans, all alike. Well, this time John Wayne does not walk off into the sunset with Grace Kelly.
It's Gary Cooper, asshole.
Enough jokes.
Most serial killers keep some sort of trophies from their victims.
I didn't.
No. No, you ate yours.
How do you top someone as iconic as Darth Vader? You do it with equal parts charm, intelligence, sadism, and an absolute moral vacuum. Hannibal Lecter at many times seems like a character we can trust one moment, and then the next, the most vile person on the planet. Anthony Hopkins won a well-earned Academy Award for his portrayal of the cannibal therapist. If Darth Vader is the devil, then Hannibal Lecter is the guy who kills the devil and wears his face so he can conquer hell.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
So those are my top 10 favorite movie villains. But what are yours? Go ahead and share them below. Did I forget anybody? There's a good chance I did. I am human. And if you'd like me to do more lists like this, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Or if you just want me to get to the Suicide Squad review, well, that's something I need to do too.
Yes, officers. There's something wrong?
Have you seen this boy?
Hey, if you like this video, please make sure to hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe. That helps me out a lot. And if you really love this video, consider visiting my Patreon page.